Hello and welcome to episode 150 of the MisanthroPod. I am Snipe, and as always, I'm joined by Wib. Say hello.
Hello.
I'm also joined by TheDrummerMatt, Say hello.
Hello.
How are you lovely bearded gentlemen doing this evening?
Bearded.
Oh.
Matt, how are you doing?
Less bearded, actually. I've got a bit shorter.
I like
You're a
the
bit more...
moustache. That's pretty good.
The moustache I've gone for, yeah.
You're a bit more tash than beard right now, yeah.
Seeing as we're going to be on camera for this thing, I might as well,
Wash your balls.
Snipe?
Huh? I'm fine.
Yeah, well, that too. Occasionally.
Well, yeah, on special occasions, obviously. I'm doing okay.
You want to keep a little bit of flavour down there, but you don't want to you don't want to let it get too far out of control.
I've been at the gym today, and there was some scents.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh my god. So, I don't want to hear about
people still on the, protein is still a thing, right? Last time I was at a gym, which was a long time ago, but the protein farts were real.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad. A friend of mine had to sell his kidney for protein. And he bought a bunch of steak and kidney pies with it, with the money he got. Just bitter irony, really.
Yeah.
Organs for organs.
Yeah, but like edible ones? I mean, I guess all organs are edible if you're not a little bitch about it.
Like even the ones you play music on.
No.
They're edible if you commit.
True, but you could be eating so many more kidneys.
I don't believe there's anything inherently poisonous about an organ itself. But maybe there is. Maybe in the comments let me know what does an organ contain? The musical instrument, an organ that is poisonous.
Depends what it's made of, I guess. Could you get, do old ones have, tin or lead pipes or something weird?
You know what, they probably do. They probably do. So maybe an organ is poisonous.
But, I mean, if it's not stopped mini-gamers for, the last however long. I mean, it has, and it did, and that's why they stopped doing it, but...
Well, I mean, apparently, yeah, the older ones did have lead pipes, but I think as far as being able to be eaten, it just seems to be kind of risk to your teeth and digestive system. So if that's not a factor, then eat all of the organ instruments you'd like, actually.
There's those people who used to eat cars. I don't know if that's a thing that people still do to have local fame.
No, now what they're doing is saying racial slurs on TikTok. That's what they're fucking doing now because they are so desperate for fucking attention.
Truly, the slurs of today are the eating a car of yesterday.
Yeah, like that guy who wanted to eat the Eiffel Tower or fucking whatever.
That was a thing.
Yeah, and then that woman who married it.
I mean, it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But.
Well, I remember there was an old advert, and I can't remember what it was for. I think it was for pasta or something, and it was this guy's I'm the great fucking whoever, and I have eaten cars, trains, and even bicycles, and you see him just taking, and that's what I thought when it was this man ate a train, and I was while it was on the tracks, but as a child, I was I guess he did that. And then I remember at school, someone was yeah, that guy, he turned it all into metal shavings and put it in his food and stuff. And I was oh.
Yeah, it's the actual
significantly less cool.
Yeah, that eat large objects is generally less fun than you are led to believe. You're imagining someone going up to a mini and taking a big old
and
bite
just having a big old
it.
munch. Yeah, and
they're just. It's being turned into small chunks that can be passed through a system without absolutely eviscerating you.
Then I don't think it should count, because I can do that with, concrete. I'm not going to say I ate a church. It's stupid.
Yeah, there's no... call me silly, but I don't think it's quite as impressive to microdose a car.
No. No, you know what? Microdosing cars is bitch-made behaviour, and I'm not fucking here for it.
We're coming for all these people that... I don't know if they're around anymore, but they felt very common in the 90s. So we're coming for all those people in the 90s that ate cars, who are presumably all dead because they're full of car. So
no, it passed through them, so it literally ripped holes in all of their digestive tract, so then everything else subsequently killed them, of all of their intestines leaking into the rest of their body.
Yeah, that probably happened.
As I can assume.
So I like how previously at episode 50 and episode 100, we had like a special where we would do these live and on camera, and we have entirely forgotten to do anything for episode 150.
150.
What we have done is launched into an extended bit about eating cars.
No, about people who eat cars.
About people who eat cars and how we just have no respect for them, apparently.
It's the content everyone wants.
This is what our public craves.
And I think this is why we have been able to run this podcast for so long. It's not because we're just bloody-minded and won't stop. It's because we know what the people want.
It's car-eating content.
200 of you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
including Lib's
do you want...
shockingly large family.
Do you want to know the automatic
Yes.
Spotify
Yes.
chapters for the last episode?
In this here section where we discuss how shit Spotify is.
Yes.
Yeah,
now,
it's not great.
I'm only going to mention the first... Okay, it's technically the 3 of the first 4. Because there's an intro, whatever. And then the first one is Personal Shame of the Week. Don't remember what that's about.
But pretty on brand.
The next one
we should make that a segment.
The next one I quite like because it is made of me referencing the one from the previous episode, which is how to get rid of a snitch. It has done that again.
I hope it does another time. That would be cool.
And then there's a bunch of stuff, but after that, it just says, who's going?
Who's going?
Who's going?
Comment, who do you think is going? We want to hear about it.
Oh, it also misunderstood when we said Superman movie, and it just says Supreme movie. So, you know,
it was pretty good, so that's cool.
Yeah,
I'd watch a film about the Supremes.
Would you?
Is there not a movie about the Supremes? I feel like there should be a movie
I
about
think there's
the
a few, and also I liked the part in American football where there's that tactic where one of the Supremes sits on the ball.
Do you want to...
Yeah, you've lost me on that one.
Let's get there. Let's see where this goes.
Come
on.
So,
Come on.
47 years ago, stay with me, a couple of the Pythons wrote a book, a fictional comedy book called Dr. Fegg's Encyclopedia of All World Knowledge.
Right.
So, and it was talking about how American football strategies are made, and the most successful one is the one with the Supremes, where one of them sits on the ball and the others just intimidate the rest of the teams. And it works every time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, you guys are going to look so stupid when this goes live, and everyone in the comments is just like, duh, everyone knows that, because it's a valid tactic in American football.
Feg.
Everyone has, and you'll look silly, and everyone will go, wow, you guys are completely uneducated. I'm reporting you for terrorism. As they should.
You know, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, that is within the realms of the things that this current government might consider terrorism.
It
wouldn't be a stretch for them.
I'm already non-binary, so I'm already not allowed anywhere, which is super cool. And we shouldn't. I think
it's less that you're not allowed; it's more that you just don't exist on a governmental level.
I forgot the British government only recognises 3 genders, which is male, female, and spy. It's a binary system that has 3 genders. So just calm down.
One of which is spy.
Yeah, I forgot about genocide enabler. I thought that was
gendercide.
Genocide enabler. Oh. That's one of the government's approved genders, I think.
No, that's just a hobby for them.
They love that.
Matthew.
Yes.
My friend. What have you been up to?
Well, I mean, not a massive amount. I've got to be honest. It's not been our usual 2 weeks.
Why?
For behind the curtains, ruining the illusion. Because I'm off on holiday next week.
You're going to be in a field jerking off old men. It's going to be amazing.
A third of that is true.
Which and we leave it up to the listener to decide which one that is.
But we've done a few things. We've done a few collective things actually, which I'm going to jump in and talk about. So it counts as my section.
Okay.
we had a band practice, and I'm mentioning that because I was going to mention the gig that we are doing. If anyone is local to Leicester, on the that's Leicester in the UK, as opposed to
Leicester in America.
Else. Yeah, I assume. Leicester at Duffy's Bar on the 31st of August. We are playing with a bunch of bands, one of which we cannot name.
For legal reasons.
Because if you say their name, they appear and kill you.
Yeah, no, for promoter reasons, we can't tell anyone about it until after they've done another gig. But
don't. Don't. No.
Whatever band Instagram.
No. I need to cut this. We agreed.
No, the agreement was to not name the band.
Yeah, but it wasn't also like give people esoteric genie-like clues so they can figure it out themselves pretty fucking easily.
That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to make the announcement of the band that's playing into an ARG.
Yeah, and it sucks because it's so easy to figure out.
It's a one-step ARG.
Okay.
Yes. But anyway, we are playing a gig, which will be lots of fun if anyone is local or not local.
Yeah, come say hi. We'll give you a hug if you want one. If you don't, then we'll just kind of not do that. And if Palmer Violet's guy is fucking there, I am going to fucking stab him in the car park. Non-actionable. Fucking Palmer Violet's guy. Like, I love you, man, but fucking what?
And if you come to the gig, we promise to play 95% of the right notes.
We promise to play the instruments we have.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm not saying the notes will be in the right songs, but they'll be
anytime we play an incorrect note,
definitely not at the right time. No.
Actually, no. To be fair to us, if the one thing we do have going for us is that despite not practicing for months on end, we are still surprisingly tight.
And surprisingly tight is the level of quality that we desperately aim for.
I'm waiting for someone, like, we're going to finish up a song on our set, and someone's going to go, that was surprisingly tight, and just heckle us, and I'm going to be like, I have to marry them now, I'm on a bound.
Well, no, that's really... In a gig sense, there's only one response to that, which is you go, just like your mum.
Or Paul's sister. That's a sneaky little reference to Mr. Wolf, our fellow band that we have had multiple orgies with. If orgies mean gigs, and...
They don't. Funny, actually. They don't. No.
Egg on my tits. Okay. Yeah. So we have a gig with a band.
We have a gig with a band at a venue.
Yeah.
We
know the venue. It's Duffy's Bar in Leicester.
Yes, Duffy's Bar in Leicester.
And what is the date?
31st of August.
The
31st of August.
31st.
It's a matinee show, so it's a Sunday, but it's a matinee show, so it finishes by like 9 o'clock or something, so it's not late on a Sunday.
But I'll put the details in the description.
Yes. Do.
Yeah.
There's a poster and shit because we're pros.
Mm-hmm. We didn't make it.
Someone's a pro, not us.
No.
Someone's doing their job, and it's definitely not us.
To be fair, as someone who has been trained in graphic design, the majority of gig posters that are designed are not designed. They are just clip art horror and appalling resizing. I remember someone like with the old like kind of exclamation mark and like purple background kind of thing, like logo for the band. They just inverted the colors, and I'm like, you could have put a stroke on it.
I actually know exactly which one you're talking
about. Yeah, that one pissed me off personally. I'm just like, and you're charging money for okay. I wouldn't go to that gig.
If you want to hear the song that this podcast opens with, and you want to hear what the rest of the song is about, and I'm sorry, but yeah, you can hear that live. Cool.
I love the idea that, because it's like, every time you hear like a song for an intro or something, and then you hear the full version, and you're like, and just looking out and seeing like one person who's like, someone's like, oh no, don't.
I like this song when it's 20 seconds long. Like when it's several minutes long. No.
You've ruined it now. I do love that as an idea of people just going, fuck this.
I quite like the idea of someone like coming to the gig, staying for exactly the first
20
30 seconds of the song,
Yeah, and then
leaving.
Yeah.
I presume it fades out in the
does,
start of
yeah.
the podcast, right?
Yes.
So they just can
It
slowly
fades out
start
just
backing
as
away
Dicko
to time
starts.
with the fade
Yeah,
out.
they only ghosts like that song apparently, and once they hear that, they fade out of that. You know, their unfinished business is complete, and they must descend, I suppose.
And it's also not subtle, because considering how fast it fades out, they'd have to sprint away.
Oh yeah.
They have to sprint away into a fade out. Is there like a room they need to get to before the fade out and like starts? I don't know. I don't know ghost rules personally, so
Good.
great.
So
what
apart
else have
from
we been up
the
to?
practice, apart from the practice,
Apart from the practice, we went to Pride. We went to a Pride, not the
Yes.
Pride. We went to Belper Pride, and we saw the biggest trans flag I have ever seen in my... It was, I don't even know, like, what, 3 or 4 meters by, like, 10 plus meters?
So big.
Yeah,
I saw
it-
pictures.
Probably
It was amazing.
more.
it was like 30
It
to
was-
40 people it took to carry. It was really, really, really long. And there was also a giant pride flag, a trans pride flag that was just a regular flag on a flagpole, which I was right behind. So I got literally slapped upside the head multiple times by the trans agenda.
Trans
I'm
rights.
okay with this.
I think we should do that to more people. To be fair.
Honestly, I demonstrated that I am the strongest ally.
Yeah.
Because I got slapped literally by the flag so many
motherfucker,
goddamn
an
times.
ally, you are bi.
For trans people,
Okay.
I'm not trans.
Okay, he's an ally.
A really funny part. So we were with our friend Violet, and the flag got right between us for a bit, and then as it went, she turned to me and was like, "I'm sorry, I told you that the trans thing wouldn't come between us, but
Violet. I
the
love
flag
her.
is going in and out between the pair of us." No,
Well-
it was lovely. It was lovely. I didn't expect it because I have been to Belper knowingly 3 times in my life.
On purpose. Yeah.
On purpose. I've been through, like, passing through to things, which is to play 2 gigs that both weren't fantastic.
One of which we were
And so-
contacted by the police the next day.
Yes, that's how good the gig was.
It wasn't to do with us, it was to do with something else. We didn't do any... The crimes we committed were completely undetected as of that point.
We were unrelated to the assaults that may or may not have taken place at that gig we played.
You made me look like a prick because you were like, someone was assaulted, and I'm like, ah. Someone
Yeah,
got
it
smacked
was
in a car
assault, yeah.
park, it's fine, don't be...
So 2 dodgy gigs, so I was like, I hope this 3rd memory in Belper is nice. And it was.
It was
There
lovely.
was a nice big parade, like, got roaming around, and all everyone was like lined the thing and like cheering along. I stole your Astuff movie I Like Trans shirts.
You did, my charity shirt. Yeah.
I got quite a few people giving me compliments about that shirt. So
It's
that
a
was
good
nice.
shirt.
It is a very good
Yeah.
shirt.
But no, it was yeah. I really enjoyed that.
I was
Yeah.
at the gym with our trumpet player, killing him slowly. So,
You were.
Yeah.
People celebrate pride in different ways.
Yeah. I like to kill my friends.
Yeah, sometimes you kill you kill your trumpet player.
Yeah, because horn sections are so easy to come by. I mean, tripping over the fucking things. But yeah, that's what I do.
I mean, we kind of are now.
Yeah, but it's also a
Technically
family, and I'm waiting for
Yeah.
I'm waiting for our trombone player and our saxophone player's daughter to grow up, so she starts playing in the band as well, and it becomes a generational
yeah.
affair.
Yeah.
The band is a generational curse.
Well,
I feel like for people that might not know, yeah. By the way, our band is called Fighting Evil is Cool. We've been in it the whole
shit, yeah.
time.
we've been in the band the whole time, and so have you. You're our new horn section. Well, our
So
elaborated horn section.
if you happen to join in and don't know what the fuck we're talking about for the last 10 minutes, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Could have opened that with that.
Yeah, probably.
I told my gym buddy, I was in a band the other day, and he looked at me like, in a band practice, because we were getting picked up by my brother, because the bus we were waiting for broke down, and no one told us, so we were just standing at the bus station going, what the fuck? And then he was checking on his phone, and you get the app where it shows you where the buses are, and he was just parked on a roundabout, and we were like, that's got to be a glitch. It was not. We drove past it on the way back, and like we were just like, oh, there it is. And, like, it had, like, been crashed into by some little, like, fucking Corsa or something. It was like, oh, okay, that's fun.
I imagine the bus came off better than the Corsa.
Yeah, and a bunch of Rosers around. Police officers.
The filth is, I believe,
the filth,
preferred.
yeah. But yeah, we got picked up near where we used to practice with the band, and I said that because I was worrying, because I was like, I don't want him to know I'm in a band, because cringe, and Webb was like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's definitely what I said, and not that anything that you are in that is creative that you feel embarrassed about for whatever reason, you should just own it, because then it has no power to.
I'm just
feel
embarrassed
anymore.
It's not even because I should be embarrassed, although. But no, it's just that it's that anxiety thing. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I used to have band practice down here. And he was like, band practice? What instrument do you play? And I'm like, immediately I'm like, well, we're best friends forever now because you didn't go, oh, you're a singer? Because that's happened before. Not a fan of that. Because, you know, if you're not a man in a band, you're the singer. Because you don't want to hurt your dainty little fingers playing things like guitars. Oh. As I had been led to believe. But yeah, and he was saying that he tried to play the cornet, the little tiny trumpet, and I'm like...
Tiny trumpet.
And I was like, dude, you maybe want to pick that up again? And he was like, I came home with it from school, and my dad went, the fuck is that? And I told him, and he was like, fuck out my ass. And he was like, so I stopped playing it. And I'm like, oh no.
Laugh at that, that's really sad.
Yeah. It was like, I said to him, I was like, well, I kind of get that you can't really practice that quietly as a child or as an adult.
It's not the most subtle.
Yeah, so I kind of understand.
So I would probably argue beginner cornet would probably be preferable to beginner violin.
Anything is preferable to beginner violin.
Beginner violin isn't as loud, but it's just as it's the sound, the screech.
It makes your
travel.
teeth hurt. But yeah. So if I can trick him into picking the cornet back up, I'll see if I can get us another band. Maybe we can get Zoe or Max or Adam, our horn section, to like adopt him or something. I don't know. so there's more likely.
Does he have to be in their family?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works.
Yeah, okay.
The horn section now has to be one single family.
Yeah.
It's just the rules.
So, I mean, it makes contacting them slightly easier.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it also makes childcare very hard.
Yes.
If we get the mum in the band, it's going to be fucking like, okay, we need to pay for childcare and practice at the same time. But yeah.
But yeah, I've not actually been up to that. I did a speed awareness course today, but because I was a silly goose.
Aware of speed.
And drove the car too fast. So don't speed, because you just get caught. And the course was less boring than I thought it would be.
But more boring than you
Apart from this one old woman who was, you don't want to assume, but she was posh. And she just did not think she should have been there. And like, he made, the guy doing the course made a good point at the start, being like, you know, you're all pissed off that you're here, that's fine, but I am not the reason that you're here.
Yeah, that's fair.
So try not to pass that being pissed off towards me.
Yeah.
Because like, and I was like, you know, fair enough. And this one old woman did not take that.
Was she like a bit of an older
board.
Karen? Did she put on gloves to eat sandwiches?
Yeah. So anyway, it wasn't as horrible as I thought, but don't recommend, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe avoid the things that mean that you have to go there.
Yeah,
wherever possible, you know.
Yeah.
Because that was my day today. Because I was going to spend the day doing something more interesting, but then I remembered I had that.
Have fun.
But yeah, that's me done.
Okay.
Who's up next? Snipe.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
What have you been up to?
Oh, I've been jerking off a lot of people in that car park.
Which car park? I need to take notes.
Alveston Castles. Is it Elveston or Alveston?
It's
Elveston.
Alveston Castle, yeah. Every Friday at 9 a.m. I will give you a quick handy behind a bin.
Okay.
I did wonder where you went.
Oh, I went there and then I went to the gym. So, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That does explain some of the stains. It does explain a lot, actually.
No, those were literally just, I got them in the gym. Just, it's like a firing squad of dicks in there and protein farts. It's pretty intense at my gym. And I know a lot of queer people are going to want an address. So DM me and you can all come to my gym, quite literally. I made another gym friend, though.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but that's okay. He's
okay.
because I've in my brain I've dubbed us the Old and Grey Squad.
Okay.
So my gym buddy and I are grey, and all of the other ones are old. And
Your challenge is you have to ask their name soon because it's only going to get more awkward.
no, they don't ask for mine
No?
either. No,
Okay.
I mean my gym buddy knows my name, and then I know his. But like, but yeah, no, yeah, an older guy with like white hair and a goatee. And he's pretty chill. And because I'm friends with my gym buddy, because he's like besties with all of the elderly in there. So I'm like, now that they've been like, she's in with him, she's cool with us. And now they're kind of like bringing me in. And I'm like, oh, it's like I came
You're
off.
in the cool opposite of kids club.
I'm in the cool adult children club. Aged adult children club. No, that sounds... The acronym's going to be appalling. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But no. I came off because a young lad asked if I was done on the lat pull. And I was like, yes, no. Am I? Because my meds aren't. I'm on the wrong dosage. So I was like, what number did you dial? Don't ever call here again, you know. And then I just let him have it. And I came off and like, goatee guy was like, you gave that up quick. And I was like, I panicked. And he was like, he did look pretty menacing. And I'm like, you have no idea. Like, you get him up close. And it just had a bit of a chuckle. And I'm like, okay, so now I'm being integrated with the oldies.
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool. I like it.
Oh,
it's
nice.
Because like, I also got asked by 2 women in the changing room. That sounds weird. Like, oh, because my gym has 3 floors. And they were like, oh, hi, where this is our first day, and what's on the 3rd floor? And I was like,
It is the forbidden place.
we don't talk about the 3rd floor. There weren't no 3rd floor, and there never ever was. Now, the thing is, I'm a
Okay, now I want to know what's on the third floor.
I'm a weightlifter, and I spend all my time in the basement, where I fucking belong, quite frankly. And
Where
then,
you have been banished to for your sins, which you know what they are.
yeah, it's being too good at lifting heavy things. Oh, I'm just thinking about women's suffrage. 6'3", by the way. Oh, so upsetting. But no, so the basement is where all of the cables are, the jungle gym, all the weightlifting machines. You get to the main one. It's got some weightlifting machines, but a lot of treadmills, Stairmaster, a hidden cable kind of alcove at the back, and like a few exercise bikes and some ellipticals. And I know that they do classes and stuff, but I've never gone to one because holy shit, my anxiety.
Yeah.
So I know that they take place upstairs. They have like studios upstairs. And then these girls asked me, I was like, like, well, I know they do a lot. They have a studio upstairs, and luckily one of the owners, one of the managers behind me, he was like cleaning the locker room floor, and I was like, look over at him, and he's like, I can answer this question, and I'm like, and I just stand there. He's like, well, I've been managing here for 2 years, and I can tell you that we have a lot of cardio machines up there. We have X, we have Y, we have all these studios, blah, blah, blah. And he gives the whole like spiel, and I'm looking at him going, because I'm not a cardio bunny, so I'm like, he knows what he's talking about. And then he's like, okay.
Is there something I can lift up there? If not, don't care.
If I can lift one of the cardio machines, maybe I'll go up, but not until that moment, quite frankly. And then he was like, okay, and kind of ducked back to the floor cleaner. And the women were like, looked at him and then looked at me and went, thank you. And I was like, you're welcome. I'm glad he was here because fuck if I know. But yeah, apart from gym socializing, I've tried to play some games today because again it's not been very long.
Okay.
And so I played a couple, not for very long, so I'm not going to give a definitive kind of like this is a good game, this is a bad game or whatever, because I can't and I'm not going to try. I tried to play a game called Zero Protocol, which is like a sci-fi first-person thriller kind of spooky game, and I was like, ooh, that's cool. It's got like an older kind of like pixelated kind of look to it. I'm like, yeah, that seems cool. I get into it and I'm like, great. So I play Southpaw, I play Lefty. So I'm like, okay, time to rebind the keys, which is the fun mini game I have to do before I ever start playing a video game, because left-handed people don't exist. And I think they're the most persecuted individuals in history. Trust me. And I get in there and I'm like, okay, so typically I use the arrow keys because people at Games Dev College used to make fun of me for this, for using arrow keys. Now, that's what everything started using. When games were on the computer, you used the arrow keys because that was the only standardized kind of movement. And they'd be like, fake gamer. And I'm like, don't fucking talk to me, pup.
WASD was a later
It was a late 90s invention.
When it was sort of realised that the arrow keys are kind of bad if you're, like, right-handed.
Yeah, or I think, honestly, y'all should have just fucking persisted because now, then you would have known how fucking shit it is to be...
I mean, to be fair, I got used to playing, from playing on
You played cross! You would cross!
Yeah, I got used to playing, when playing on your computer, years ago.
Playing
just
TF2,
playing with my
just
arms
playing
crossed
like
over,
that.
with using my mouse with the wrong, doing everything with the right hand, just on the wrong side.
Yeah.
I just kind of got used to playing games like that, which is absolutely deranged.
But it's also
I did that.
such a sweet gesture of how much you loved me in the way that you would learn how to rocket jump in TF2 wrong-handed. with holding, because I have right shift as jump, right control as my thumb as crouch.
I had to use all your controls as well.
Delete is and then I have all these other things where, So I use the numpad, I use the little kind of the keys above the arrows, and I use control enter backspace. I use those. That's what I do for my movements. I get into fucking Zero Protocol, and I'm like, oh yeah, so WASD, up, down, left, right. Okay, jump, shift, run, delete. Okay, it's not mapping that key. That's a little annoying. Some games have a hidden kind of thing where you can't, even AAA games have a little thing where you can't remap delete to anything because it's typically reserved in the INI or whatever it is to just clear the binding. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's what that is. I go down to reload, which I use KP0, keypad 0. Nothing. And I'm like, okay, let's keep going. So I go down to use. Instead of E, I try end, because that's usually the key I use for using. Can't be mapped. It's blank. And I'm like, okay.
Just getting my reference.
Yeah, enjoy. Okay, so you see end above the arrow keys?
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, okay, let's map it to enter. So I map it to enter, nothing. Okay, your keyboard is stupid. Mine...
I've got, yeah.
You can't even see, but yeah. Mine is a rectangle up there. See?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so mine's not sideways like yours, which is fucking strange.
Yeah, I don't know why this one is.
But yeah, I need to clean my keyboard.
This has been the MisanthroPod. Everyone shows you their keyboard.
You didn't show us your keyboard!
Nor will you ever see it.
I'm going to take a photo. I'm going to dox your keyboard. No.
It's literally in every Codex compliant because it's in the background of every
People
shot I'm in.
want angles, honey. But yeah. So I'm like, okay, the enter key won't bind. Okay, and I'm getting madder.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of other things where I'm just like, I can't change anything around the arrow keys. It's with shift and control. Everything else is completely unmappable.
It's like they made it so an entire quadrant of the keyboard could not be mapped to, which feels like a deliberate attempt to tell people. And I'm willing to say that I think what the devs were saying with this is that people who are left-handed are not people.
Yeah, that's actually what they were saying. Which
is what I earnestly believe, and I'm not just making a joke.
Yeah, but no, and I was so mad, I closed it. And then went to the, discussion forums and went, I play left-handed, and I can't remap fucking anything, you dipshit. I was very polite, actually. I was like, hi, I play left-handed.
You said Mr. Dipshit, sir.
It's like, Mr. Dipshit, sir. It's like, please call me Dipshit. Mr. Dipshit, sir was my father. But no, I was like, yeah, I can't play this game. So I tried to remap, I play Southpaw, no. I play left-handed. No one's going to know what that means.
I love how you keep wanting to say southpaw because of boxing.
I can't help it, okay? Don't be mean to me. I'm disadvantaged. I'm southpaw.
Every time you say left-handed, you start saying sat, and then correct yourself.
Incorrect. You can't prove that. It'll never stand up in court. I play left-handed. And I'm trying to remap keys, and I'm trying to remap the delete end page down and the number pad, which can't be fucking remapped. I would like to... that means I can't play your game. I would like to play your game. And I'm probably going to get, like, I don't know, a death threat or something back from the devs, because I don't know. I don't know. They might be really cool. I haven't seen them being dicks or anything, but... Fingers crossed, because that game looks really, really quite interesting, and I do want to get into it.
But just physically couldn't play it. Well, I suppose you could play it.
I could play it, but the thing is, it's like, it's got combat in it, and I'm like, if I'm having to WASD and, like, remember what key is which, it's going to be really tricky to kind of...
It is.
I can do it, it's really uncomfortable for me.
The WASD setup has a lot of like stuff that's muscle memory because it's not like necessarily a logical... I mean, it fits where your hand is, but it's not necessarily like logical if you're going into it left-handed.
Yeah.
Like, things are not going to be quite right. Like,
look at it like this.
It's going to be hard for you to do.
Jumping with your presumably little finger.
Yeah, jumping with my... Whereas you'll be jumping with your thumb. I'll be doing...
when I used to play TF2 cross-handed, I had to do rocket jumps with my little finger. That was
now imagine me doing that. That would be terrible. Yeah. You were fine, but me?
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it because I'm a lesser person and I cannot be allowed to have things that are comfortable for me.
Yeah, because you're not me, so therefore, your discomfort is irrelevant.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Makes sense.
That's apparently what the devs thought. No, I am just ragging because I'm making a joke, but I am just kind of like, because that does piss me off.
What were the games you could play, though?
Okay. I'm going to only list, like, one that I played, like, 40 minutes of, which was interesting. I was quite... I felt quite mean against the monsters, but I guess I'm just mean. But the next one I played was In Sound Mind, which is, like, a first-person, like, puzzle kind of horror... what do they call it? Like narrative experience.
A video game.
What? They have video games on computers now? Shit. I got done learned, let me tell you. But yeah, and that's like I think it's fun. It looks pretty. It very, very much aping The Evil Within. Which is not a problem so far. So you're like, you wake up in a basement, you're like, oh, how did I get here? And I'm like, okay, it's basically an indie game. I think it's an early access, actually. I'm not sure. And you're in a spooky basement, and I'm like, oh, I'm in a spooky basement. Could remap all of my controls, though. That was really fun. Bit of a novelty these days, it seems. I'm not mad at the devs specifically. I'm just mad at devs in general for just never putting an appropriate left-handed. I think the first time I think it was Fable, which had a explicit left-handed keyboard mode, where it was like,
Fable.
And I was like,
the old Lost Chapters, the old Lost Chapters version of Fable, which was with the like expansion bundled into it. That PC version was really good for like alternate key bindings. So good,
because it was literally at the beginning. It was like, do you want? Because, like, you know how they have, like, alternate... Like, some things have, like... Do you want binding A or binding B? Or, like, controller type A? You know, that kind of thing. This one had left-handed and right-handed. And I was like... And left-handed was actually pretty good. I was like... That's, like, someone who plays lefty has put this together. I can tell.
I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something on behalf of the podcast that very few people have ever said. Thank you, Peter Molyneux.
Okay, let's not go that far. That feels like something
For this one thing.
I would say, I would go as far as to say, Peter Molyneux. That's alright. Yeah, you get one. Yeah. But no, and, so I get in and I'm playing, and it's doing the whole kind of like, read notes, and I'm like, I sure can read. And your character's like, whoa, how did I get here? Oh my goodness. I'm so like, horror pilled right now, direct quote. And you're exploring like the basement basically, and it's got like a little like washing room, like how they do in American like apartment complexes where they have like the basement is like where all the washing machines and the dryers are. It's got one of those that is in honestly quite a shocking state. I think maybe the local housing agency should be contacted, but it's a horror game, so whatever. And I'm like, okay, so I go around the corner and I go into this big long room and I find a torch and I'm like, that's cool. I like torch. And I go into the room, the torch is in, I open it up and I see like behind a wall, I see someone's head poking out. And as soon as I go in, it moves and I'm like, I fucking saw you. Don't. So I get mad at that. And then I go look and it's literally just that much space. And I'm like, oh, we're dealing with a skinny bitch, are we? All right. So I get my torch and I go back, and the corridor I came down now has a chair in it that wasn't there on the way in, and I'm like, cool, I love random seating, like random furniture showing up, that's awesome. Like, it doesn't cost £100 for a fucking single chair. And then I go up and there's a piece of paper on it, there's a note on it, and it just says, hello. And at that point, I shouted, oh, fuck you! And Wib from downstairs went, are you okay? Because he thought something bad had happened. I was like, yeah, it's just a video game. And he was like, oh, yeah, makes sense.
That checks out.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's spooky. The thing that kind of made me chuckle is, like, you keep getting phone call. Like, you'll walk past a phone and it'll ring. And then there's, like, they call him like the stalker or something, and he's like, and he is chewing the scenery. He's micro-dosing apartment complexes. Well, he's macro-dosing apartment complexes. He's like, oh, I'm so glad you woke up. And I'm like, oh my god. It's Saturday morning breakfast.
When you said macro-dosing apartment complexes, did you mean like the most extreme version of chewing the scenery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, that just, you said it, and it went in one ear, and then it took a while to process, then I'm like, what? What did you just say?
Well, I mean, the thing is, people, like, skilled writers tend to use their words as, like, a paintbrush to paint a beautiful picture. It's poetry, really.
You're more of a Jackson Pollock.
Okay, wow. Great. I'd say I'm more of a fucking... Oh, God. Who is that Spanish painter who went through the Civil War and then just everything afterwards was fucking horrifyingly grim and dark and horror?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
I know who you mean.
Yeah. Gorgeous paintings. Basically, Bloober Team Derogatory, before they did, like, The Medium and Silent Hill 2, which was actually pretty damn good. Basically took half of his, like, stuff and just used that to decorate the Layers of Fear games.
Yeah.
Francisco something... I can't remember.
I can't remember the name offhand. No.
And he's just so chewy. And I'm having trouble taking this villain seriously. I'm just like, sure thing, buddy. I've had more threatening phone calls from Pizza Hut. I'm like, okay, cool. That's really great. I get an achievement. Because this guy's like, oh, you've crawled into my web. Welcome to my web, said the spider to the fly. And I'm like, fuck this. And I walk down the corridor thinking it's just going to follow me. And then it just cuts off and I get an achievement. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? You get an achievement for hanging up on him. Which over half of the fucking players have achieved. And I'm like, maybe they should...
That does kind of suggest that maybe the devs were intending to make him maybe a bit cringe.
I hope
so. Maybe that was intentional?
I hope they were, because if they intended that, then boom. They fucking nailed it, because Jesus Christ. And, like, I felt really bad because... There's a monster at the end of the hallway, and like, and it's like the famous kind of thing of, oh, you see a spooky monster, and your character goes, oh, I should hide, and I went, there's a crate there, I guess I'll crouch, and I crouched behind it, and it immediately just saw me anyway, and then charged me, and I was like, oh, and then just ran past it into the elevator, and was like, for the listening audience, what I just did was fucking hilarious.
You mimed going into an elevator and then flipping someone off as you descended slightly.
Okay, okay, this is as far as my chair can go. I'm sorry I can't do perfect physical comedy on a podcast with my desk chair that I got third hand.
You should have planned it in advance, really. Made sure your chair was really high, so you could have, like, as
yeah,
you
so
were
I
going,
start
just
up
kind
here,
of...
and I'm like... I'm needed in the basement.
A comedy-based podcast.
Yeah, okay, so I don't see you cunts doing any fucking chair-based... I want...
My chair only goes up and down if you spin it, so it wouldn't have...
If you spin... Is it a screw?
Yeah.
Is that allowed?
There's chairs that work like that.
Screw thread. Yeah.
I've never seen a chair that works like that. That can't be fun. Because if you're doing that, like I am, I'm like...
I mean, it doesn't move much, but each turn...
I don't like it.
I guess, yeah,
so does that mean that if you turn around the anti-clockwise, you just kind of just bonk because it'll come off?
Eventually.
Could you do it for like the 150th celebration?
Right to as far as I can go left doesn't make any difference. So.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I just ran past this monster, and it kind of like clipped me a bit, but I was just like, I don't care. But where it gets really evil within is there's like these glowing doors. And it's like you go through the white, the orangey kind of yellow glowing door, and it goes to your home, where you can like, I don't know what you can do. There seems to be like dog food that you can eat there, but I'm like, that's just everyone's house. I can just eat dog food anywhere. I don't know why my house has to be special. And I think you can get in the bathroom, but there is like a locked door, but you'll probably get to that later. And then there's the purple glowing doors, which are a bit weirder. I haven't really figured out. They seem to be another safe kind of area, but it's not your home. And then like there's like the main level where you have your office, and it turns out you're a psychiatrist. I think you're a therapist of some kind of variety. And like you get a cassette tape, and you pop it in the little cassette tape player. And then it like teleports you to like, you know, it makes the door purple and you go through it, and then it's like a really long kind of abstract walk kind of thing where it's like a big long rocky path with like in the distance you can see a gigantic cassette tape playing, and I'm like, that's abstract, that's fun. The lighting is cool, and you go up to like a lamppost and there's like a little tape play, and you press play and you move to the next one while he's talking about his patients, and all of them are dying weirdly, and I'm like, oh, I'm the killer. Yeah. I'm the one doing it. And he's like, I'm going mad. Like, the main voice actor's pretty decent, actually. He's like, oh, I'm going mad, and it's weird, and I'm terrified, but I'm also kind of fascinated because doctor? And I'm like, okay. So I'm killing my patients. That's cool. And yeah, it just kind of goes through, and then you come back, and there's like a white cat on your desk, and he's like, oh, Tonya, my cat that I have. Hi. And she knocks like a button off the desk, and I'm like, very cat-like, 10 out of 10. And it's like a button for the elevator. And then it's like you find, because like you're in the apartment complex is like really broken down, and it's just like, oh, so is this just a hallucination my character's having, I guess. And every phone call I walk past, I'm just like, okay. And then you pick it up, and he's like, yes, your sweet Virginia, the patient that click. Yeah.
Do you speak to anyone on the phone who isn't the killer?
The stalker
character?
dude? No, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, if you do, I haven't encountered them yet. And then like you get a gun because like you get there's like a guy who leaves a note, and he's like, oh, I knew this would happen. And I'm like, I'm glad you did. What has happened? And he's like, I hid 3 parts of a gun on the 3 floors of this apartment complex that you have access to. And I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'll go do that. So you go, and I thought this puzzle was quite good. Because it was like, oh, it's like the slide is behind a washing machine. And you're like, you can see it, but you can't reach it. And I was like, and there's a fuse slot for it. And to start the elevator, you needed to take a fuse out of a washing machine. So if you go back under, like from the laundry room, there's like a thing under the elevator. You take that fuse out, so the elevator doesn't work anymore. You go and put that in there, and then it spins so much it kind of like vibrates away from the wall. And then you get the gun part. You take the thing out, and I'm like, that's fun. That's very Resident Evil. I like that. That's cool.
Oh. That feels almost dangerously logical for that type of puzzle solution.
No, I was like, dope. That makes sense. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I feel very smart and brain-pilled about that. And then I get my gun, and then it's like, oh, it spawns a big spooky monster, and I'm like, oh. And it, like, locks the elevator doors, so I run back to the elevator, and I'm like, oh, the elevator's shut. There's a box near the vending machine, and I just stood on top of the vending machine and was like, yeah, what now, fucker? it was just glaring mad at me. It was like, ooh, when you get down there, ooh, I'm gonna give you such a beating, so I just shot it, and then just, yeah. So that's where I am in the story, at least. And I'm still getting pissed off.
So you're liking it?
It's interesting, yeah. I mean, like, it's spooky. I'm not scared of the enemies, but that's okay. I don't think that might just be a me thing. I mean, they're like wispy dudes who have like a bit of a purple kind of like glowing core to them, and then I think if they spot you it's red, or if they're suspicious it's orange or red or something. And I'm like, okay, that's a fun visual kind of like telltale, like without having like a HUD element of kind of going, oh, it's suspicious or whatever. I'm like, that's cool, but I also haven't tried sneaking more than once, and they're just really easy to kill, so, you know, they're quick, easy, and free to kill, so I was like, yeah. But yeah. No, and also, like scenery chew is pretty fun. So, yeah.
Sometimes an actor going over the top, sometimes that's much better than someone underacting.
That's why Beetlejuice was so good, because Michael Keaton is a fucking treasure. He just went absolutely bananas. I think the nice fucking model thing was just an ad-lib he did, because people don't know he was a comedy actor before. Like, before he was Batman. Because, like, you know the whole, like, Heath Ledger can't do it, or the whole Hugh Jackman can't be Wolverine. He sings songs occasionally, and I don't know that people can literally do one thing and that's it. It was the same with Michael Keaton.
It's like Tom Holland, a dancer, and it's like, well, yeah, because I don't know if people know this, but in movies, action sequences are not real fights.
No.
They're a big dance.
Yeah.
Where people pretend
It's
to hit each other.
choreography.
So dancers are probably going to be pretty good action stars.
They're going to be really good at remembering steps to, like, fight choreography. Like, really good. And, like, he can, like, backflip and stuff anyway.
I guess say he's just one of those people who can just, like, stand and then just do a backflip.
Yeah.
I don't understand how these people exist.
I don't either. They are scary. It's like, if I can't lift it, I don't know what to do with it. So, like, yeah, it's like...
What I want to know is when it comes to people who can just do backflips, like, at a certain point you can't do a backflip, and then you can do a backflip. The time between not being able to do a backflip and being able to do a backflip has got to suck.
Yeah. I think everyone has tried as a kid to do a backflip because you think it's easy and, like, really fucked up your tailbone or something.
I've only done it onto like big mats and things that they have.
I did it in my old house, in my parents' retreat. Like, the whole top floor was like, it had like a cast iron cage around it, so we couldn't get in. But I just climbed over it. What?
Question.
Yeah.
Cage.
Yeah.
House cage.
Yeah.
Parent cage.
Parent cage. Parent retreat cage.
Parent retreat cage. They had a cage. Yeah, I don't think you've ever told
me. Well, no, I
this.
guess it wasn't really a cage. It was a cage around the top steps. So, okay. So, it was like...
Do you mean a railing?
No, it was a floor-to-ceiling cage with, like... It had, like, maybe a couple of feet, like, gap from the top. Because it was like... You know, like those big iron fences you have on, like, rich people, like, gardens that are really tall? They had those and a gigantic iron gate with a key inside at the top of the stairs where my father's study was. My father's, like, study junk room, and then my parents' bedroom. And the aircon unit, because they wouldn't let us use it.
I think, having known your parents, I think they were being locked away for everyone else's good.
No, they had the key. Only they had the key, and they would lock it randomly.
That's the opposite way around. They should have been locked in the cage.
I just sneak in there because, like, I could just climb up because, like, the steps at the bottom of the stairs, it went up and then kind of like had an L, like up the other way, and then there was the cast iron cage. The only thing that connected with the ceiling was the door, but the other one's it was like a foot drop, like a foot or two drop along the side of the steps. So I'd climb up because it had like a big kind of like maybe 3 foot kind of gap and then a line and then the railings again. So I'd be able to climb up there, swing over, climb down, sneak into my dad's junk room and look at his weird fucking like Dolly Parton, Dog the Bounty Hunter's wife? Like porn magazines full of women who look like that. And an old typewriter. And like a bunch of oil paints and Airfix models.
Yeah, Airfix.
Yeah. So yeah, that was cool. So I never told you about the parent cage.
I would have remembered the parent cage.
I feel like it would have come up if it came up. We would remember.
That's a phrase. It's a phrase that sticks in the mind.
I guess.
It would not be something that would have slipped off.
Well, I guess it's more like a stair cage. Maybe.
It's a stairgate, but to stop. Yeah, in theory, anyone getting in rather than just like.
Well, the thing is, like an adult man, if he was like, if like someone as like trim as Wib could easily have slipped over anyway. Like that would be easy. So I don't know what the fuck that was about. But yeah,
I don't really know where to go with
also,
this
they had in their bedroom, which was gigantic. It was about the width of our garden, about the size of our garden, honey. Like where all the grass is. Okay. It was fucking. I don't even know how big that is. Just big. At least 100 billion feet.
Yeah.
Yep. They had.
One could say about the width of a house.
Yeah. They had balcony doors that opened onto the tin roof. Just a fucking tin roof. It wasn't even a veranda or anything. It was just a solid tin roof.
Just if you want to go out and stand on something
on some corrugated fucking. Yeah.
Because this is Australia, presumably approximately like 150 degrees centigrade.
Yeah, molten. Yeah.
just burn your feet.
That was like, okay, like to show you how hot it was, that was the one thing I didn't explore. Because I was like, man, fuck that. Yeah. But like, we did have like a big gap under the house, which I should not have been fucking spending time in because snakes were like pissing around in there.
I love how stories about your youth always end up sounding like they're from Death Trap Dungeon.
Ian Livingston, my dad, has a lot to fucking answer. But no, like, there was literally, there was the fucking murder, the murder witch door, which was under, so there was the veranda that was the tin roof, leading out into the billabong with the suicide steps. Okay.
Did you live in, like, the Australian version of the Grover House or something?
Kinda.
Can you remember the address? Have we ever? I'm not saying you should announce it, but like, have you ever tried to look up this house on,
I will send
Google
you.
Is this the one you've shown me?
Yeah, the gigantic one.
Okay,
DrummerMatt, I will send you it very quickly. Yeah, I would just near like where the weird and terrible and impossible to climb down path to the billabong. There was a homemade barbecue that was shit. I think it's been removed now because good. I think my dad built it, so pretty awful. There was just like a random broken ass tiny hobbit door, and you open that up and there was just like they cordoned off.
On the other side of that is John Malkovich's mind.
Yeah, I never went into that one because I thought it would be weird. And I just go and sit under there, and it was like you had like maybe 5 feet the ceiling height, and I'd go sit under there, which I fucking shouldn't have, because that was prime real estate for snakes, spiders, and all the other things that could kill a child in less than 10 minutes, basically.
Blue-ringed octopus.
Oh yeah, that was the door handle. Fucking nearly got me. But yeah.
Stonefish, gimpy bush.
Yeah,
the
fully.
The whole schmear.
Fully. Absolutely appalling. But yeah, so that was the bizarre house I used to live in. I guess. I mean, I didn't think it was that weird, but I guess it
definitely is.
Yeah.
It had a parent cage. That's definitely
it had...
Did you play did you have anything else to say about what was that game called, the one you were talking about?
In Sound Mind.
In Sound Mind. Was there anything else you wanted to?
No, I played it, like I say, I played it for like 40 minutes, and it was perfectly enjoyable. I'll see how it goes. Seems fine. But yeah. That's me.
Cool.
Husbando San.
Hi.
What have you been up to?
Not much until today. So the only thing I'll mention is that since the last podcast, I talked about a demo for Fumes that I'd played. car combat
which
game.
one of our lovely friends, Tan, bought for you
Yes,
for your birthday
yes.
that's coming up.
A good friend, Hobby Tan, out of nowhere was like, "Oh, by the way, you should check your Steam," and they bought me the full game, which was lovely. And I've been playing a little bit of that. And yes, the most fun part is I think I mentioned last time that there's like big like Mortal Engine style vehicles that are just these giant like contraptions on like monster truck wheels that like just roam in. I encountered my first one in a proper boss fight, which I haven't been able to beat just yet. I think I need to go and level up a little bit. But basically, I go to do what seems like a relatively normal boss fight, and then when the boss is summoned, instead of it being just a normal car, it is
Double car.
a cargo container ship on monster truck wheels with a giant shark face carved into the front of it that fires like artillery barrages at me. And I'm like, this is hard, but also cool as shit.
That's what you got to do. Hell yeah.
But the main thing to talk about is that I went on a little bit of an adventure today.
You did. You went and broke into that old lady's home and licked all of the gelatin.
No, it's tomorrow.
Sorry, I spoiled it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going out after... No, yeah, your secret's
Yeah.
safe.
So today, and this dates very specifically when we recorded this, I went to the first day of Bring Out Your Lead, which is a little old hammer gathering thing in Newark at the War Games Foundry building, which is literally in the middle of fucking nowhere.
As it should be.
Like, just finding the place, like, there's like one sign telling you where this little meetup is, and it is not next to the little, like, drive that you need to walk all the way down to find it. You cannot see it from the road clearly at all.
It's like that guy when...
It's like there's a guy who literally, as we were walking out, was standing in this driveway going, well, where is it? Where is it? I don't know where it is. And we're like, oh, it's down there.
I do think it's funny how you went with our friend Jim, who also plays Rufus the Wizard in our videos. He's lore relevant. He's also the most knowledgeable about Old Hammer ever. Like, that man knows. Like, people were asking him, from what I heard, because I didn't go today because
I'll tell the thing of...
No, I'm going to tell everyone the bullet points, and you're going to get your stories ruined.
Yes. But yeah, so the basic gist is it's just a little meetup, all based around old war games, strictly speaking, but it's, you know, often centered around old Games Workshop stuff, because obviously War Games Foundry is a company that was set up by Brian Ansell, and so they started hosting it there, and you go in, you can reserve a table. There's no cost for it or anything. You can just reserve a table and you'll have somewhere to play. It's split up into like morning, afternoon, and evening, and nowhere does it tell you what times those represent. So
I think 3 p.m. onwards is evening. Oh no, 4 p.m. onwards.
I would disagree with that.
Okay, you can fight me about it. Come in here and fight me.
I'd say like about 6 is when it becomes evening.
Yeah.
No, that's night.
Yeah.
I'd accept
Twilight.
5.
No.
I accept 5 at a pinch.
No. You're wrong.
But anyway, so we didn't do that because we couldn't find out what times that represented, so we were like, we didn't want to commit to anything, and the only one was in the evening. But you can play games there, and obviously the games that sort of, you can play whatever you want, but most people go there and play old editions of things. So you walk in there, and it's like there's like tables inside the War Games Foundry building, but there's also tables set up outside, and there's ones just sitting around, but there's some under like a big awning. There's a couple of giant ones, and when we got there was some people playing. I can't remember what edition. I think it's 3rd edition Warhammer Fantasy. So it's the one that's came out. I think it was just after 40k Rogue Trader came out. So it's that sort of era. And just playing a giant one with, like, must have been, like, sort of 10 different people playing, with miniatures from loads of different companies, loads of different eras, all sort of, together. So there's, like, some Lord of the Rings miniatures, there's, like, old Warhammer Fantasy miniatures, there's historical miniatures, like, all kind of, like, like together, stuff like that. And it's people playing old games. There was like a table where they had a couple of copies of Space Fleet.
Oh shit.
There was because met quite a few people who knew the channel, and I just want to say hello to everyone and thank you to everyone who said very nice things and came and said hello.
Thanks for not asking about me, you dicks. I could have been dead. You didn't know.
Some did. But also, I'm sorry if I speak like a weird gremlin when I am in person. I don't know how to speak to people. I hope I wasn't weird.
Typically, I'm the one who kind of like protects you from socializing.
You are better at it. Although, admittedly, it was a very chill affair. So, it was very, very, very low key. That's the thing. It's a very low pressure environment. It's not like a convention where you go and you feel like you've got to get stuff done. You just can't. It's that sort of environment where you kind of just hang out and stuff sort of happens around you.
Do they do it often? Do they do it like every year or every
year?
Come with us next. I want to go next year, so come along.
And so, yeah, people playing stuff. There was one person who is a patron of ours, actually, who was playing a second edition game for the first time. And yeah, our mate Jim, who I went with, who is very knowledgeable about second edition.
Second edition knowledge.
Yeah. Was being asked about this, like it was saying, how do you do this? How do you do that? And
he was like,
when we were literally on the other side of the thing, which was only 50 feet away because it's a small little thing. But when we were over the other side, like every now and again, he'd come back and go, so about this rule, how does this work? So that was quite fun. Now it's in War Games Foundry, and one of the things about War Games Foundry is because it was Brian Ansell's, 'cause unfortunately he died, was it last year or the year before?
That, yeah.
I think it was last year. That when he left Games Workshop, because he used to own Games Workshop back in the day, he took a bunch of the miniatures with him, like the studio miniatures, and a lot of these are in the display cabinets at War Games Foundry. So I'm sitting there going, you know what? All the people aside, all the lovely conversations I've had today, chatting about just old Warhammer, chatting about the shit that even people who care about Warhammer usually don't care about, but I do.
Like returning circles.
We did actually talk about. There was someone who I spoke to who was intentionally, for some reason, they had got it into their head that it would be a good idea to play a game of late era Rogue Trader where you used the version of the vehicle rules where you had the clear templates that showed the different sections of a vehicle that you had to put over your thing to see what bit would get hit. It's the most unhinged version of a series of unhinged vehicle rules that they tried in Rogue Trader before going, none of these work, let's scrap the whole system and make something new for second. So yeah, that's the thing, people go there and they try out the games that they've never tried before and they want to give a shot, and it gives them an excuse to get an old army out on the table. There was a guy who brought there's a fairly famous scenario pack for, I think it's 2nd edition Warhammer Fantasy. Forgive me, I'm not good with my Warhammer Fantasy stuff. That's the Tragedy of Macbeth.
Oh no!
And which is a little bit of a infamous one for the fact that it's really fucking expensive to get hold of these days, and some of the individual minis are really hard to get hold of. And he just had a fully painted one. All the stuff that's supposed to be painted in tartan is done up in tartan.
Absolute
really
beast.
Beautifully painted.
Oh my god!
Stuff like that.
That's a labor of absolute adoration.
Really
you have to find a pot of tartan paint, which is impressive.
Yeah.
No,
that must
really
be really
hard
hard to get a hold of. You bastard.
But yeah, I meant to say, all the old miniatures are there. And for me alone, just seeing all of these now legitimately quite hard to get hold of miniatures, and some of which I've got and painted, but seeing them in a display cabinet and seeing some of them that are the ones that I have literally seen in rule books that are nearly as old as I am, or in some cases as old as I am. And that was just really fun. I really enjoyed that. There's miniatures there where I'm it's the dragon ogres. I never realised how big they were, and then I actually saw a couple in real life. I thought these were the size of Zotes. They're bloody massive. The actual ones are they're significantly larger. Not that big.
Wib confirmed. Fake Warhammer fan.
They're big for an old miniature. But yeah, no. I had a few long conversations. One thing I do want to tell you, because both of you will find this fun. So I spoke a fair bit to Mike Hutchison, who is the guy behind Gaslands.
Oh, nice.
And so I want you to know that the guy who wrote Gaslands is aware of that one time we played Gaslands and you had the bus that we decided was the Venga bus. And it was trying to broadside us.
It destroyed me, motherfucker.
I was talking about how fun broadsides are. In any game you can do broadsides. And so yes, the Gaslands guy is aware of the Venga bus, and I just wanted you to know that.
Good, I'm glad.
Okay. Also, speaking of Gaslands, Webb bought me this the other day, which is a DeLorean Hot Wheels, but it's not like a Back to the Future DeLorean. It's just like a goofy painted one.
So you can paint it however you want.
Yeah. So I can have a ramshackle DeLorean. I mean, I can have a DeLorean in my Gaslands.
All DeLoreans were a little ramshackle.
Yeah.
Does this mean we get to play Gaslands again? Because I have not played
they've gotten... Yeah, no, we need to play it.
There must be new versions of it by now.
I've got behind us. We've got the Gaslands Refueled book that's got it's the current version of it. So if you want to play it, it's going to get video at some point. We want to do one. Yeah, a million things we've got to do.
Yeah.
So and then I actually played a game with him as well. Because some absolute legend. So. Do you remember we did a video a while ago on Citadel combat cards, which are effectively top trumps but Warhammer?
Yeah.
Now, there was a couple of games that were put out in White Dwarf that were other ways to use those cards, and one of them was one called Charge and one called Attack. We played the one called Attack.
You played the niche-ish version of a niche game already within, let's face it, a large, but still
mate,
like,
are you fucking shocked?
Steps to this.
Are you surprised?
It gets better. So the default version of the game, you play. I think you actually have to get like a chessboard, and you take. It says in the rules use the little standees from Talisman if you don't have enough, and you won't. Just stick them up with blue tack, and you use the cards. What this guy had done is he'd made a custom little play space, so it had the correct amount of tiles for it to be like a chessboard, but it was painted and made to look like terrain. For all the bits that would be like terrain tokens for things that would happen, so like rivers and trees and stuff, he'd made little tokens for them. And instead of using the cards, you'd simply use the cards as character cards, because he'd collected every single miniature from these combat cards, which are all from the mid-80s. They are not easy to get hold of, some of these, and painted them all the exact same way that the original cards were done.
Wow.
Absolute
So it was the
king.
best, most high-effort version of an incredibly mediocre game. But it made it so good.
Why are people fucking giving knighthoods to comedians? This man needs a knighthood. They need to be... No. We need to build a statue of this fucker. That is... Wow.
I didn't take much video. I didn't take much video there, but I took a handful because I was just going to put together a little short of just saying, "Hey, I went here. It's cool. If this is things that interest you, maybe go next year or whatever."
Or we'll fight you.
And yeah, that's the only actual game I played while I was there. But it was that was a very suitable sort of. I felt that was the most fitting thing I could have played. And yeah, really really nice atmosphere. Spoke to a bunch of people. Some I knew, some I didn't know they were just fans of the channel. A couple of people who were kind of like, "Do I know you?" I'm like, "I don't think so." They said, "Were you here the other year?" I'm like, "No, I wasn't, but I am a brown-haired white dude with a beard. There are a lot of us." And then eventually he realizes, because someone else happens to mention it. He's going, "Oh, yes, you're on YouTube." I'm like,
"You're from the MisanthroPod." Yes. Wow.
You're from the hit podcast, the MisanthroPod, that everyone watches and loves.
The absolute podcast of all time.
The most podcast
of all time. Someone did say that to me once, and I nearly fucking cried with laughter. I think it was I was streaming, and they were like, "Oh my god, you're Snipe from the MisanthroPod," and I was like, "Fuck off." It was amazing.
I know there is a few people
Like 3, yeah.
who the MisanthroPod is what they think of us from. That is the thing that they know us from. And the other stuff they're not that interested in.
That's fine.
Which, you know
The
what?
MisanthroPod is our, honestly, best output, so, Codex Compliance kind of shit. Who cares about that? That's garbage.
We have made a lot of stuff, and I know that there's going to be some stuff that is not necessarily what we hold as our,
Magnum
main
opus.
thing, or, our favourite things, that is going to be what other people like, and that's just the nature of creativity, and I think that's pretty cool. But because the whole thing is they describe it as very woolly, which, kind of feeds into, the type of rule sets we're working with, old rules that, are a little bit vague sometimes and a little bit hazy. And, that also leads into how it's hard to even find the entrance to the place. Seriously, guys, put one sign outside the actual...
Next year, we will make you a
next
sign.
year, please.
Can I just ask, did you say woolly as in the mammoth?
Yes. That is that's literally how they describe it. It's a woolly thing. Just describing it being a bit hazy and,
Itchy.
There's not like hard rules.
Really?
It's like, hey, whatever happens, happens. And part of that is because of where it is based. They can't sell stuff because it's technically set within a shop. And so the shop lets them do it for free. So the stipulation is you can't make this a shop. It can't be a place to buy and sell things because we are a shop.
Yeah, I get it.
You can't sell inside our shop. That's weird. Although if you go early enough, you can get bacon and egg for breakfast.
Did you go early enough?
I'd already had my breakfast when I got there.
I
so we
don't
were there
fucking
at the time.
care. You always eat a free second, third, fourth breakfast. If it's available, you eat it.
Oh, also, shout out to the person that had a very era-appropriate Rogue Trader Guard army. It was really cool to see, because you don't get to see them in person very often. But one of the things they do is they have a table that was there that was basically just, hey, if you've got stuff that you don't want anymore, put it on here. This is the table of free things. If people want, so there's a bunch of just miniatures on there.
So
Some
cool.
3D printed stuff, mostly just old things that you look at and you go, I have no idea what that is.
Cool.
Which is why I'm just going to hold this up to the camera and I will describe it, which is this miniature,
You need to
which
do
I
that.
thought,
There you
which
go.
I thought initially might be one of the larger Asgard Space Marines, but I have since looked and it definitely isn't. So I have no clue what this is.
A friend.
But yeah, it's very Space Marine coded. About the same size as an old Citadel miniature, but with a puddle base on it rather than a slotter base. No identifying markers on the base, so I am going to have to post this to find out what the fuck it is.
Don't act as
'cause
if
I
you
don't know.
love doing that kind of investigating.
Oh, I love that. And yeah, so that's a challenge. If you know on the podcast, anyone on YouTube knows what this miniature is, please let me
You
know.
can leave comments on Spotify now. But we don't.
can,
we're
but
not.
they can't see it.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be funny if someone going? I just think it's this.
I think
it might be the old Magnus model, and it's like, okay, that good guess, wrong.
I also bought one thing from Wargames Foundry, which is this weird little goblin riding like a mini T-Rex that is very funny to me, and his name is Sloppo.
It should
Which
be
is great.
should be Slopetto because he's Italian.
He does have kind of the Italian hand thing going on for some reason. That's why I bought this one, because there was a bunch of different sculpts of these guys.
He's riding a dinosaur who's
but-
got a little cowbell on, and I'm like, that's dope.
Yes.
More of that.
Yeah,
please.
there's a ridiculous selection of miniatures there, because Wargames Foundry have some of the really old Citadel stuff. So there's some early fantasy stuff especially there. And there's the Manfish, of course, you can buy from there.
I was going to ask, actually.
Including the third version we don't have, but I decided not to buy it because I was like, I can't be asked to paint it and make it look consistent with the other two I've got, because I can't remember how I painted them. So I was like, I won't be able
I
to
mean,
make it
you
look
couldn't
consistent.
look, but...
Well, but I can't just instantly know what paints I used on a thing just by looking at it. There's lots of dry brushing on it, so it's layered, so it makes it harder to tell. But anyway, yes, it was really fun. Gonna try and get down next year and make a bit more of a day of it. Because we want to actually go there and like go. I was talking with Jim and like, you know what we should do? We should go down and actually play a game of Rogue Trader because, you know, we've never played just raw Rogue Trader, and it's like, yeah, that would be fun to play. So we're gonna go down, play some first edition because we've both got armies of that kind of era that we could play with. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Real good time. If you do ever get a chance to go down there and you're into the old Hammer stuff, it is a very chill atmosphere.
With lots of cool people.
Yeah, cool people, cool times. Was fun. Can recommend.
Nice.
Good.
Which is the end of my segment. And I would expect, Matthew, that we probably don't have any questions because it's not been long since we
do have some questions.
Oh, thank you, everybody.
Well, then
I
let
haven't
us-
looked through
It makes
them,
me
so
very
I'm
happy.
not sure how many of them
I'm
are.
very joyful. It's probably just like, hey, Sniper and Wib, or hey, MisanthroPod, we love your video and watch it all the time.
No, we have some actual questions.
Okay.
I also, side
So-
note, if you want to send questions, threats, suggestions, or compliments to any of us, send your emails to TheDrummerMatt@gmail.com, and it always makes me super giddy and make me kick my feet with joy whenever we get a question. It's super cool.
Yep. Right, first up, they have not signed off, so I'm going to use their email name, Low Watted Bulb.
Good name.
Okay.
Okay.
It's fun.
Toho and James Workshop are combining forces
Finally.
and adding a famous kaiju to each Warhammer faction. Which kaiju would you put into each Warhammer faction and why? I'm not going to go through it. I think we'll cut it down to just
The main ones.
pick one, I think,
Yeah.
rather than going through.
Okay.
So
That's
pick a good combo of kaiju and
That's a
faction.
really
Okay.
cool question.
Well, Hedora would obviously
Death Guard.
be in the Death Guard
Absolutely. Without question.
because he is a sloppy garbage monster, and that just feels like it
Yeah.
fits.
I want Biolante in like any kind of Tyranid hive fleet.
Yeah,
Basically, it's a
that'd
rose
work,
infected
actually.
with Tyranid juice. Like that would be really fucking cool, and basically
Yeah.
what you're looking at anyway. So I think that would be really awesome.
Do you have any suggestions, Max? I know that you're a big fan of Godzilla.
he loves
Yeah, well,
Godzilla.
I've forgotten the
and
name.
have a-
What's the, who's the long bleedy boy?
That's Kamata-kun from that's Godzilla. That's
That feels very cornate.
no, because he's
obviously-
wank.
He's a big wiggly
blurred.
baby.
He's a bitch. I hate
Don't call Kamata-kun a bitch. He's my son.
And your son is a bitch. He's a ketchup spurting fucking highfalutin bitch, and I don't like him.
For people that don't know, that's the if you've ever seen Shin Godzilla, it's the version of him that like wiggles down the street
And
and
explodes
bleeds all over
ketchup
it.
everywhere. It's disgusting, and I hate it.
He's got a big, happy, goofy face, and I love him.
That's warp
so
shit.
good.
No, that's like derogatory, the worst thing ever. I hate that one.
Yeah. Here's one question, so we don't go because obviously I could
We could, yes.
do this for hours. But where would we put Godzilla himself?
Which version?
Because we haven't. Let's say the
1952?
Sort of, let's go with the the first movie's 1954. Let's go with the OG Showa era Godzilla, the one that was in it from from the first movie up until Terror of Mechagodzilla is the last one of that. So the original run, the goofy old one.
Goofy old one.
'Cause that's kind of classic Godzilla.
I want to say Eldari. Or Tao.
Yeah, I was to think Tao.
But I think that's just...
See, that would be-
want to like.
Tao would be Kiryu, the 2000s era,
That
like Millennium
Mechagodzilla,
era.
yeah. No,
Mechagodzilla.
that's true, that's true. Because like the goofy one, I'm
okay.
like, okay, well, I think Eldari are kind of goofy.
But they're spindly, are they?
Yeah, they probably have
Okay,
someone
I've got-
like...
I've got two suggestions how you could, what could work. You could do Eldari, but make it
Sexy.
an Exodite one, so the Dragon Riders, and make that be their biggest mount.
Yeah, that would work really well.
Or alternately, you could just go Orcs and say he's a big squig.
I like
mean,
the idea that Godzilla
yeah.
is a big squig. Squigzilla.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Squiggly.
Mm.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good
that's
answer.
perfect. So that was a great question. Thank you, Low Watt Bulb. It was very good.
Okie dokie. Righto. Right, this one is from, check the end there, Mazu Lucia, bartender.
Hello, Mazu.
Good evening, Frankie Snipe Star Wars, Matt Wib Chainsaw John. Hang on, I need to do the
Chainsaw.
If you can't, for visual people, I'm doing the air
bunnies.
quotes. Matt Wib Chainsaw Johnson Ward.
Yep.
And DrummerMatt.
Drummer.
Big Matt Wong energy right
Yeah,
now.
big Matt Wong energy.
Drummer is my first name and Matt is my surname. I love this.
Remember when we
call
looked
it cheating
into...
if
Do
you
you
will.
remember when, Drummer Matt, you and I looked into legally getting your middle name changed to Delicious and they wouldn't let you? Okay, so sorry, Mazu. Yeah, what's the question? Sorry.
Call it cheating if you will, but I have two questions for you. I'm going to ask you both, and neither you, the law enforcement, nor God can stop me.
Good?
That is fair.
Right. Question 1. What is your favourite traitor character from the Horus Heresy era?
I am as basic as it may be. I do really like Khan. I am a big fan of Khan. I think he's a good time, but it should be stated that I stopped reading the Horus Heresy series about, it's probably like a third of the way through, because that is just too many fucking books.
It's at least 10, and that's more
It's
than
like
9.
70 of the damn thing.
That's at least 10.
I stopped because I wanted to read books that weren't the Horus Heresy at some point in the next 10 years. So I was like, I've either got to bail on this now, or just never. But yeah, I was always a real big fan.
I'm mad
of
you
Khan.
took mine.
I think they did a really good job of making a character who was defined by being an unreasonable maniac,
Being pretty chill.
and then make him actually kind of as chill a guy as humanly possible
For a world
given the
eater.
context that he exists in. But yeah,
Yeah,
that would
stole
be my
mine. I'll
option.
say Angron, because I just want to give him a hug.
How about Latara Saren?
Is she a traitor?
Yeah. She's the World Eater's flagship captain.
Well,
She's rad as shit.
I mean, she does shoot a world eater in the face just to prove it. Yeah, okay, I'll go Latara Saren. She's fucking dope. She's just like, bang, now that I have your attention.
Pretty much.
Damn. Wife material. Go on, Matt, what about you?
I feel like I cannot comment on this one, to be honest.
Just say the Emperor.
I've not delved into... I mean,
So,
presumably was around at the time.
I think he's probably
Just
kind
say
of relevant.
the lion.
Oh! See, that's a fun joke that we can all enjoy.
It says that Dark Angel's traitors saying
Yeah,
it's
it's-
really funny.
Especially when people
okay,
take it really
yeah.
seriously and then like tell you that you should be attacked
Yeah.
and stuff. That's fun.
Although, strictly speaking, it's Luther that did that. But anyway.
Anywho. Okay. Oh, no, question 2 is cursed.
Oh.
I love it.
A cursed question on this good Christian
Do you still
MisanthroPod?
accept questions
What?
to the old email address? That's not a question, that's an accusation.
Have you checked
I'm not even
the
going to
old
read out
email
the
address?
old. I'm not even going to read out the old email address.
No, don't. It
I
cannot
haven't
be.
actually. I honestly, I went through when we initially changed the email address. I was stubborn and still check the old one, but I haven't looked at the old email address since we started up again.
And that is for the best. We do not wish to bring them back. Bring it back. That thing was cursed.
But I might check one
No.
day. You never know.
Don't do that.
But I probably won't read it out. Okay. Oh, this is a bit of a long one, but let's try and paraphrase it on the fly. Charlotte with a D.
Hello, Charlotte.
She wants to drop you a line, share a lovely experience I had at the launch event of the Saturn 9 box set.
Tell us.
Went with some friends, the midnight launch at Warhammer World. That sounds fun.
Oh, I want to go to a midnight launch. I want to go to a midnight lunch.
Yeah.
I
Warhammer World-
legitimately
Warhammer
didn't
World
know they
after
were doing that. Otherwise,
I would have
might been
gone.
tempted to go down.
Yeah, I've subscribed to the fucking Warhammer newsletter, and they didn't tell me that, or maybe they did, and I just ignored it, like always.
Yeah.
No, they had Looks like they had from midnight to about 9 a.m. They just had free run of the gaming hall and shop and exhibition and the whole thing.
And I do know a bus that runs 24 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's
so
really
cool.
Awesome. Staff were super lovely.
They are. Yeah.
By the end of the event, were casually referring to me by name. Gave out some joy toy action figures.
Oh yeah.
Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Oh, I need to look out for
all
that.
in all, a lovely experience.
That's so cool.
Oh, I'm glad.
So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like I'm not the hugest fan of the actual Saturnine Terminators themselves, but like that sounds like a cool way to do that.
Yeah,
I guess
cool.
it makes sense that as putting aside my cynicism, I'm just going to put that over here for one
next
second.
to your Fizzlers.
It's not useful right now. I can go next to the Fizzlers, yes. But like, if they're going to do like these like big launches and like these constant things, then sort of getting into that sort of like hype cycle and actually doing events that's
actually
sort
putting
of
some
really
effort
into
in.
that.
Yeah,
that's like a cool idea. I don't know. Have they been doing midnight launches for a while?
I did. First I've heard of it.
I'm bloody hearing of it.
I would love it if Charlotte was fucking lying. I would love it if they were like, I bet you I can convince these fuckwits that GW is doing midnight launches. And you know what? She fucking managed it.
The thing is, I never pay attention to like anything that's like trying to hype me up and market to me out of sheer bloody mindedness, so I miss so many of these things that would actually be legitimately cool.
Anything launched after 1992 is dead to Wib.
Yeah.
I'll go up to 3rd edition.
Oh, how generous of you.
The early stuff isn't even my favourite edition. My favourite edition is 5th.
Yeah, 5th was really good.
And that's got nothing to do with the game being good, it's just the one I played the most.
Yeah, the nostalgia is
exactly.
Real, eh?
Exactly.
Carrying on, I appreciate the need of question fodder for the podcast. So
don't make it sound so
they've been
cynical.
Thinking a lot. They've been thinking a lot about Skaven lately. They've just started converting some clan mats, giving them some spare auto guns for my Gene Stealer cult. I was tempted to do the same thing but backwards, because when I was looking at doing the Gene Stealer cult, I was like, oh, I could go for like, if I don't want to do like, you know, Gene Stealer aliens. I was like, oh, but like some of the Skaven models look like they could work really well with Gene Stealer cults.
Making a 40k Skaven army has long been one of those devious little thoughts.
That is the question.
In the back of
so
my
I
head.
was wondering, what do you think a 40k Skaven army would look like if James Workshop ever got round to making one?
Same, but they'd have jetpacks.
I mean, because there's the old 3rd edition Hrud, who
I'm not
were
getting
in
into that argument again.
who were in the book, and it was like a cowled like figure with a long Skaven-esque rifle and a rat tail out of their thing. You couldn't see their face because it was all in shadow and just some eyes, and that was the Hrud. Now, since then, the Hrud have been described as something completely different.
Yeah, they're like reptile people.
Yeah, weird, long, spindly fuckers. And so you could just do straight, they are just the Skaven, but in space. But I have seen one thing that I think is a really fun way of doing them, which is when people use the Mechanicus as the base for it.
Yeah.
So they use, so their sort of like wild, esoteric weaponry works well with the Skaven. It also coincidentally means they end up coming out looking quite a lot like Mantics, not Skaven.
Well.
Don't know what that's about, but I legitimately have seen a lot of different attempts at doing Space Skaven with different aesthetics, like some that base them on orcs. I've seen that done a few times. There's some that base them on guard. I've seen, obviously, Mechanicus. I think there's quite a bit of leeway. I think Gene Stealer cults might not actually be a bad thing.
Yeah,
so you
that'd
can
be
have
good.
like you can have the bigger hulking
Rat ogres
I forget what
or whatever.
rat ogres and things.
Yeah.
You can have those as like some of the bigger things. Like you could do some shenanigans, I think, with the different like tiers of
Like
Skaven
Globadiers as
fitting
well.
in.
You could do all sorts of really cool shit with those. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. That sounds real fun.
I mean, you could just go.
I do like a Skaven.
Skaven are fun.
You could also.
They're fun to
you
look
could
at,
also
but
go
they are abhorrent creatures.
Yeah. You could also just, if you want to have like an in-universe explanation of not just having them as some alien race, you could have them as an explicit Beastman thing. And so, like, do them as like an imperial thing. So have them with Imperial weapons and run them as guard, or hell, you could even like. I'm not super familiar with the rules for Votan, so I don't know if you could do anything with Votan with them.
A lot of flying
I've
rats.
never played against. Yeah, I've never played against someone who runs Votan, so I don't know how they play. I've just realised that now. I have absolutely no idea how they play.
I keep forgetting they're even there.
I kind of do too,
I was like,
to be honest.
yeah. Huh. Oh well.
Mostly because I wish... I was talking to someone earlier about this today. I wish they would just... They looked like the Ironhead prospectors from Necromunda. That just are an updated version of the old squats. I love those.
They're real cool.
Mainline Votan kind of leave me a little cold. They're not bad. They don't look terrible or anything. And I get what they were trying, what they're doing with them. I absolutely do. But I like the ones that look like the old squats better.
This is brilliant, but I like this.
Yes. Yeah, you could do a lot of different things with them. Does anyone else have any thoughts?
No.
Oh, okay.
Matt.
No, I think
Yeah,
I
I think you-
I do like Skaven, and it's sort of, I don't know, is it inevitable that eventually, like they said, they'd never bring squats back, and I know they're not explicit, but like you just said, like they said they weren't going to do it, and then eventually they did.
Yeah,
and they've said similar things about Skaven, right? But like, will they eventually do
Probably.
it?
I think
Is it a given?
I think the thing with Skaven is that a lot of the Skaven's shtick is kind of taken by some other factions already. Like, the chaoticness of Skaven's stuff is sort of what the orcs in 40k do. So I think on some level, I think they didn't really see a place to put them. And so... Maybe they will if they figure out a way to translate them in a good way. But I think the big thing is that there's the just transposing a fantasy thing into space is not really a thing they're super interested in doing anymore. They're like, if they're going to do something like when they did bring the squats back as the Votan, they did rework them so they weren't just dwarves in space. They were their own thing. They have some elements of being dwarves in space. Don't get me wrong; they are still the squats after all. But like the things that make them really overtly just fantasy dwarves in space are dialed back for a new kind of vibe to them. And I think they're not interested in just doing their previous things, but with laser guns anymore. But never say never. Never thought they'd bring the squats back. And they have.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Okie dokie. All right, that's it from Charlotte. Oh no, last point. It's been lovely hearing Snipe enthuse about how much fun they're having at the gym.
Thank you.
So just if you want some,
I do. I need it so badly. So badly.
I mean, you got a bunch from the from when you posted a picture of you in the gym earlier, and you activated a lot of people because people could see like the shadows on your forearm really highlighted the muscles in them, and people were like, "You can pick me up."
I summoned the lesbians.
Yeah,
and I don't know what to say. I'm like, thank you, lesbians, and everyone else, of course. I'm just like, oh, because I just thought my arm did that. Because I'm not used to because I get my big, strong, powerful lines on my arms. And I was just like, because I try and post like some selfies occasionally because I'm so averse to them. I know that it's kind of like exposure therapy. And everyone is always so, so nice and lovely. But I also feel really like a big-headed twat by replying to someone being really sweet and nice to me. And I'm like, do I just like the replies? And I'm just this reminds me of when that woman was hitting on me in the gym. You know, the woman who was like 4'9", and she was like,
short
one, big brown eyes,
short one with dark hair.
Oh yeah. I turn into a blabbering idiot when women just when women.
I love that you.
I came home and I was like, this woman was weird to me in the gym, and you were like, bitch, she's hitting on you.
Yeah.
I can't, well,
A woman who was exactly your type as well.
yeah, she was like she was like really forward, and I'm not like complaining, but I just turned into.
Sorry, I just, it's so funny to me that for years you were like, no, I'm not attracted to women. But if I was, I'd have this particular type with these particular features. I'm like, that is not a straight thing to say.
That was a very bisexual thing to say.
Yeah.
More fool me, I guess. But yeah, she's.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've told the story in the podcast before, but she was very short, very very thin lady, and she was at the gym, and I hadn't noticed her. Like, I think she must have seen me at the gym, and then we went out for, it was like a cheat day meal, so I got like a Chinese from the food court, and Wib got something else. So I was in line, and she's basically, she works there, and she's pricing me up, and she's like, "Oh, have you been to the gym today?" And I was like, No, not today. You know, and I'm talking like a normal person at this point. And then she's like, "Oh, I saw you there because I go to that gym." And I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's cool, yeah." And she's like, "Yeah, I see you there getting all big and strong." And I was like, "Yeah, I lift weights." Like, I just kind of shrink, and I'm like, "Hi, guys, I like lifting heavy things. Thank you. Oh, okay, bye." And like walk off without my food. And then I come over to Wib, and I'm like, "What happened?"
You do take your food.
I know.
You did take.
I did take my food, but I walked off initially without it, and I was like, "That was sexy and cool. Don't laugh at that. It's embarrassing." And then I saw her in the gym, and I'm like, she's like so short, and I'm kind of like, "Hi." She's like, "Oh, you're gonna go do some lifting," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go do some lifting." And then I don't know she's hitting on me, so I go home, and I'm like, "There's this woman at the gym I can't get a read on." And Wib is like, "Fucking really? You idiot!" And I'm like, "What?" I just fully could not focus. My brain's not working. But yeah.
Do we have any other questions?
Yes, last one from Grox, and I think the questioner from Grox, but there's greetings from
Hi,
Grox and Lady Grox.
We love Grox and Lady Grox. They are very cool.
There's a few questions. I'm actually just going to pick
No,
a couple.
I want all of them.
Okay.
Rapid fire.
We can rapid fire them.
Okay. Rapid fire.
Thank you for the questions.
What are the more attractive flora in games you have played? Specifically, sexually attractive. Just in case you were confused as to whether you wanted to fuck the plants or not.
The what?
The most sexually attractive plants in video games. I'm pretty sure that there will definitely be some fairly phallic or yonic themed ones in No Man's Sky.
Yeah, there's going to be some in like Bulletstorm that are just the biggest dicks. Also, I have to mention Fucky Cactus from Blood West. Which I think this is what it's born from.
Rapid fire.
Yeah, also the melon from Plants vs. Zombies.
What does the melon look like?
Round.
It looks like a fucking melon.
Round man. Oh, he large.
Why does Wib not move to the Space Marine design between Rogue Trader and Primaris for Mentor's army? After all, there is a Mentor's character in the old armour appearing in the Spears of the Emperor novel.
Oh, do you mean to make them just firstborn Marines? So, like, if I want to collect, like, say, 2nd edition stuff, I could, but then I'd have to learn how to paint white.
You are going to have a Mentor's army.
Maybe I should make, like, a kill team or something of them and just get it out of the system.
Yeah, do that. Are you going to make them Primaris?
I mean, the thing is, there are Primaris Mentors. I could do a Mentors Primaris army, but I've got like 2. I've got 3 Space Marine armies already. I should probably do a different faction at some point. So, but no, it is yes. At one point I will probably just paint a squad of something in Mentors because I do like them.
Questions regarding Codex Compliant. So, looking at the Imperial Infantryman's Uplifting Primer and the Imperial Munitorium Manual.
Yes.
Would you like to see more in-universe books for 40k?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, very much so.
I love them. On some level, I do, because we've got a few of them, and I would like to cover them properly in Codex Compliant, but on some level, on some level, I feel like I don't know, would they have like a very different vibe to like a normal episode, like to do those, because they're not the same kind of thing. Good. We should try and do one at some point.
Yeah, because I love...
We should just try it,
I
see how it works
I
out.
see what you mean.
In-universe, like, stuff like that is so cool.
Liber Xenologist. I fucking love that.
So
that's great. And that's like an in-universe book. And the Infantryman's Primer and stuff, they're really cool. Yeah. Because we've got them. Like, but we just haven't made a video on them.
Quickfire.
Yet.
Nice. Last up, seeing that autumn is coming, soon hopefully, and God, the hecking heat.
Yes.
Do you have favourite dishes that you like to eat during the season of colourful leaves? I was going to ask for soup and stew, but I remembered Snipe is in the anti-soup faction.
Soup? No thanks. My favourite thing...
I was just going to say, it's not necessarily like something that I am attached to a particular season in, but autumn, winter time, Snipe does does a really nice hearty stew. Yeah, and that is very 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 nice, and like keeping you warm during those.
Your pro stew, huh? Anti soup.
Yes,
they're different things.
That is Snipe's stance.
But stew is just a slightly thicker soup.
Okay, and blood is just like watered, like you know, just very concentrated, like person. What are you fucking talking about? It's like, oh yeah,
Matt, don't try and argue.
I drink water. That's been pee at some point. So I like drinking water, but I don't like drinking pee. What's that about? All right, fucker.
Don't get into the anti-soup stance. It's irrational. You will never find a logical stance.
Getting into an argument with me about it is fucking irrational. My soup hatred is fully fucking rational, and I will fucking die on that hill, and at least I'll be dead, I guess. I don't fucking know. But yeah, no. I make a slow-cooked beef stew with, like, red wine stock, and then I pop a bunch of nice fancy gravy in there. It's like beef gravy. Thicken it all up so it's like really thick and meaty. And then I make basically like mashed potatoes but with butter and milk in them, so they're really really creamy. And then just boof, there you go. And
you have yet to find an amount of mashed potatoes that is too much mashed potatoes for
last winter I did literally it was like a kilogram of potatoes I boiled. And we had 500 grams of mashed potatoes each. Maybe you had a bit more. And it was...
I definitely had more.
Because we have two plates. We have like flat plates that are kind of relatively normal. Then we have these purple ones that Wib's mum gave us, which are kind of like gigantic bowls. And he had one of those full of mashed potatoes. Yeah. And then like I came in and he was like... And I was like, are you okay? And he was like... And I was like, have I found the amount of mashed potatoes you won't like finish? And he was like, no. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta try harder.
It was a lot, but I did it.
Yeah, you nearly exploded though. But you did not regret it. You were like, do what you must, I have already won.
But that's something that I have, because you make that, and that's nice. Is there anything that you prefer?
Me?
Like, do you have something that's connected to a particular season?
I love...
I'm not sure you have anything connected to a season.
No, not really. I like chicken. I fry up chicken and I put a bunch of like paprika and like smoky kind of herbs on it, and then I eat it with Sweet Baby Ray's smoky barbecue sauce. Gotta get that protein count.
But that's because you got to get that protein goal up.
Yeah, before I get chicky sick. I will say one thing I do like when it's cold is I get they're Warburton's rolls because they're really soft and fluffy, like the white ones. I put loads of like butter on them. I fry some chicken up and I tear it up. And I pile it onto the buttered roll, and then I pour chicken gravy on it, like really thick chicken gravy, and that is so good when it's cold. It's just such a comfort.
Nice warm chicken, and the warm gravy.
Warm chicken, warm gravy, bit of like the melted butter, and some it's so good. I love it. It's my favorite that I can think of right now. Also, teriyaki chicken donburi, warm, like because I do slow cooker teriyaki chicken donburi. Which is amazing. But then you can have it the next day and like a lunch, and it's cold, and it's really good cold as well. So it's like it's quite good in the summer because you still got the kind of like rice and the protein of the chicken and the teriyaki kind of like flavors and everything. but it's not hot, so it's like it's quite nice to eat, so you don't overheat while eating it. So, DrummerMatt, what about you?
I like it's not more autumn, it's more just autumn winter, but I love a roast, and it's too hot in the summer to have the oven on to so it's not that I wouldn't eat them in the summer, it's just I don't want to have the oven on for multiple hours to cook them.
I getcha.
Whereas once it gets colder, my favourite thing about when the weather gets colder in terms of food and drink is hot chocolates.
I don't like hot chocolate.
Love me a hot chocolate. Hot chocolate with some Baileys in.
I just drink the Baileys.
I mean,
I do have because
works.
Seamus, a friend of ours, for my birthday ages ago, he bought me a coffee machine, like a Tassimo, and I did get some hot chocolate pods for Wib because I don't like hot chocolate. Okay. I like coffee, and I don't like sweet coffees or like dessert coffees or anything like that, and I don't like hot chocolate. I'm just like, no, I'll just have actual chocolate, which got me bullied at school because how dare you leave more for us, you piece of shit.
Man.
I think just give
the
kids a reason.
the hot chocolate from that is it does have the useful advantage. You know how hot chocolate frequently has like just the gritty stuff at the bottom of it. That you know when you take the one sip you shouldn't have taken,
the regret sip,
and you get the nasty bit at the bottom.
Forbidden
sip.
Regret sip, like the regret slice of pizza.
Yeah, these ones from the coffee pod machine just makes hot chocolate apparently as well. Those don't have that. You can just drink the whole thing, which is quite nice.
You can drink the coffee machine as well. Does not care.
Yeah, just drink the whole machine.
I can't stop you.
But yeah, are we all
nice?
Is that the last?
Yeah,
question?
that is the end of the questions.
Cool.
Oh, they sent a follow-up email. Just forgot to mention the awesome picture of Hugo weaving in the mentioned people section in the video description. So apparently, whenever we mention anyone, people get a picture of their face. So careful.
Do.
I'm not going to repeat the names of the people because I've just got 4 horrific. Well, no, okay. Hugo weaving, I think, is okay, but the other 3.
Okay, I've got one. Let me. This is my experiment. Pedro Pascal. Keanu Reeves. Everyone likes that guy, right?
When he's not appearing in Graham Hancock's documentaries for some reason.
Okay. That's a bit...
He appeared in Asian Apocalypse Season 2. I have no idea why. I'm not going to dig into that deeper. He shouldn't have done that. Graham Hancock's a piece of shit.
No. Okay. Michael Keaton.
As far as I know, he's a cool guy.
Tom Wilson, who played Biff in Back to the Future. Please respond.
Let's see who we see.
Yeah.
We'll see if those appear.
Yeah,
we'll see if those appear.
We'll see. Little experiment. That's cool. Thank you so much for the questions that made me do kicky feet and very happy. So yeah, if you want to
Sorry.
No.
If you want to send questions to us,
threats.
you send them to TheDrummerMatt@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And then TheDrummerMatt, indeed, TheDrummerMatt from the MisanthroPod will read your questions out on the internet.
He'll read it.
Possibly live and not edited enough.
Maybe.
Yeah, possibly live with zero preparation. But do you expect any degree of professionalism from this podcast? That is not what this podcast is for.
If you still expect us to be professional after 150 episodes. I tried to check.
150. Well done, everyone.
Yay!
We did it.
Yay!
I don't think any of us have appeared on all 150 episodes.
No.
So
this is my second episode.
Collectively, the MisanthroPod has done 150 episodes.
Yeah.
So.
The MisanthroPod as an entity has done 150 episodes, which I think is pretty neat.
I think that's pretty cool.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yes, until next time, everybody, please send questions and take care of yourself and stay hydrated and know that we love you. And I'll do the things.
The various different love heart symbols from different generations.
Yes. But yes.
What's the first one?
What? That one.
What, the first one? What does
it looks like 2 little love hearts.
That's like the K-pop.
The K-pop thing, yeah.
Version.
Looks like you're going, hey.
Yeah.
It's like Italian K-pop.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, I'm South Korean over here. Okay. Thank you very much for listening to this.
Let's not do that.
South Koreans can be Italian, don't be weird. Okay, thanks very much for joining us for the episode 150 of the 100 billion of the MisanthroPod. Bye!
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.